Hey guys, I was hoping I would be able to do this where you could see me, but I'm having some technical issues, so I'm gonna have to go to what I know and am comfortable with and just kind of talk you through the problem set until I can kind of figure out how to get my face up there and talk to you guys at the same time and show you what we're doing. So the game plan is basically for me to kind of model the problem sets with you. I want you to follow along as I go, and then afterwards, it should hopefully give you enough of an experience and learning opportunities to then try the homework on your own, kind of like we do on Fridays. So today's lesson is really focusing just on geometry language, a little bit of ruler work, and kind of reasoning our way through the attributes of the figures that they're going to ask us to draw. So the first question is to use a ruler and a right angle tool to help you draw the figures with the attributes given below. So the first one is to draw a rectangle with one right angle. So if you remember, we had right angle tools in the classroom, and if you don't have your own, just find anything with a sharp straight L corner, because that equals 90 degrees. And since I don't have my angle tool with me either, I'm going to use this as my right angle. Now this triangle isn't asking me for any specific side lengths or anything like that, just the right angle. So I'm going to actually just use this also as my straight edge. So I'm going to go there and right around there. And then I'm going to actually just use this side to connect them. So a triangle, as we know, has 3 sides. And to show that this is a right angle, I'm going to go ahead and put a little right angle box inside. Because remember, we talked about how geometry kind of has symbols of its own to communicate to other people what's happening in the figures. The next one, and you can pause this as you go so that you don't feel like you have to complete it right at the same pace as me. It'll just pick up right where you push play again. So number 2 says to draw a quadrilateral with 4 right angles and sides that are all 2 inches long. So quadrilateral, right, we know means it has 4 sides, because that's what quad means. 4 right angles means that every corner has to be exactly straight up and across, and that all sides are 2 inches long. So on this one, I didn't send you guys home with a ruler. So if you don't have a ruler, just make your best estimate to create equal sides and label them 2 inches long. So here, I know I'm going to need a line that's 2 inches long for my first side, and I just want to get it up as straight up and down as I can. And then as I get with my right angle tool, I can kind of line it up so that I know it's straight. Swing my ruler underneath it, because remember, our side lengths have to be, it's a little squished in there. Our side lengths have to be 2 inches. So that went slightly past, so I'm going to erase that just a slight bit. And then I can, from here, leave my tool in here to make sure I get a nice edge straight up and down. But again, I only want it to be 2 inches long. So I got to kind of line that up and pull my line down. Now on the third line, I know I can just connect, and I can take my tool out of the way because it's a little hard to work around Post-it notes. So here I have a quadrilateral, 4 sides, all right angles, so I can label my angles as right with little boxes. And then I need to identify that my side lengths are all 2 inches long. So you only have to label the length and the width, because we know that what is on this side will be on that side, and vice versa. Number 3 asks you to draw a quadrilateral with at least 1 set of parallel sides. So again, quadrilateral, I know I'm going to need 4 sides, at least 1 set of parallel sides, and then I have to trace the parallel sides green. So parallel sides can either go up and down, at an angle, this way, as long as they are angled equally from one another and they are not going to ever tilt in and start to intersect, they will be parallel. So this one doesn't tell me I have to have specific side lengths. So I'm going to make my 2 sets of parallel sides. I'm going to make this one a little more interesting. I'm not going to draw a square again. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just using this as a straight edge. I'm not really using the measurement. And then I want to pull directly down for my parallel line. Now they can be lines of different lengths because lines will always extend off in either direction indefinitely. So here I have 2 sets of parallel sides, and I'm going to mark them as my parallel sides. I don't have my green crayon with me, so I'm just going to use those geometry symbols that we discussed before we left for the weekend. And then I am going to connect these at an angle. So can you figure out what shape I'm creating? What do we call this one? Yep, we call it a trapezoid. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral that does have at least 1 set of parallel sides. And here I've indicated that that's my parallel set. But if you have green crayon, by all means, take it out. Okay, and on our second page for our problem set, we have a pentagon that needs to be drawn with at least 2 equal sides. So penta means 5. And I need at least 2 equal sides, at least, so I could do more. Label the 2 equal side lengths of your shape. So here, at least 2 equal sides. So I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna try and do maybe 3 equal sides. So a pentagon, it's going to have 3 sides here and come up. That's the most familiar way to draw a pentagon, but you can get creative as long as at least 2 of your sides are equal. So I'm going to work with a 1-inch measurement here. And I actually am going to create 3 equal sides. And honestly, I could even do all equal sides if I got my angling accurate. So this is 1 inch, and I'm going to show that these are all equal by labeling. It is really important to measure and label when you are asked to. So I'm going to go 1 inch this way, and I don't know, that doesn't look very well. Yeah, I'm not going to get all my side lengths the same, but I at least got 2, and I actually got 3. All right, so there's my pentagon. Number 5, I'm going to need to draw a hexagon. So a hexagon has 6 sides. So if you're trying to think, how am I going to attack that figure? You have 5 here, so if I were to take this line and swing it down, I could just attach another one, and that's going to create a hexagon. So I do need at least 2 equal sides again. So I'm going to start off, I'm actually going to draw this figure again, but I'm going to open that bottom one to a point also. So I'm going to do 1 inch here, and then I'm going to move it over and do my other inch here. And then I'm going to go up. Let's see, 1 inch here. And again, these don't, as long as you have 2 sides, at least 2 sides that are the same, you're in good shape because you've met the attributes of the figure that they're asking for, at least in that department. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more sides. So I'm gonna pull this in and pull this in. And now I have a hexagon with 2 equal side lengths, and they are labeled. Check. Number 6 says, Sam says that he drew a polygon with 2 sides and 2 angles. Can Sam be correct? Use pictures to help you explain your answer. All right, so I want you guys to think about a polygon. What are the characteristics or the attributes that it has to have? Do you remember? There's 2 key attributes. The first is that it's made up of straight side lengths. And the second is that it's a closed figure. So if you think about those, the question really is, can you create that with just 2 lines? Because that's 2 sides, right? So if I created this way, I'd create an angle, but I don't have a closed figure. And if I put them in any other way, let's say like that, it's still not creating a closed figure. So Sam is not correct. No. Sorry, Sam. Okay, so Sam is not correct because a polygon must be a closed figure. And can you do that with 2 sides? And you can't do that with 2 sides. Okay, so this is going to be very similar to your homework that I'd like you to now try independently. Once you've completed it, I want you to use your iPad to take a photo of the pages, and I want you to upload them to Seesaw so I can see your work and give you some feedback on it. And if you have any questions, I think you guys will be okay with this lesson, but as we move forward, if we hit a lesson that's tricky and there's a question that you're not sure about, make sure that you bring it up at our video conference hour from 1 to 2. Because we can always use that as an opportunity to kind of go over a problem that was confusing or clarify anything that you're not sure about in some other area. All right, that's it. I'll cover the next lesson tomorrow.